Hello. It's been a long day, and then I realised that I was going to do my first stream with the new relaunched Gamerscape tonight. So I had about an hour and a half to rush around and make things like that stream starting soon screen, which it's pretty simple, but I had to learn a few things, especially putting music into it. But hey, there we are. Oh, let's pause that. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to play Citizen Sleeper. It's a game that I know it's been out for like 6-7 months by now, maybe a bit longer. But I was looking forward to it, meant to play it, and then I just haven't yet. So I thought this was a good opportunity. And you know, what I've chosen to do is do my first Gamerscape stream with this new branding and the new website and everything, just as the Nintendo Direct is going to go up. So everyone's going to go watch that. So I don't know. I forgot. Well, I planned to do this before that Direct was announced, so not my fault, I guess. But anyway, yeah, I'm excited to try Citizen Sleeper. I really like this developer's previous game, which was In Other Waters, which I did a video review for, I think. I think that was the first video review I did. I only did 3. And the one that's had by far the most views and comments telling me I'm an idiot was Fly Punch Boom, because I thought it was bad. And I said so. And it turns out that game has some fans. But anyway, I'm excited to play Citizen Sleeper. Let's go over here. Look at all this stuff that I've set up. I know this is extremely basic, and loads of other people have done this before me, but I haven't. So I'm pleased that I've managed to get it working. Anyway, let's play Citizen Sleeper. I have not actually... I don't know much about this. I think it's something to do with dice. I know it's about 4 or 5 hours long, I think. I've only played maybe about 30 seconds of this just to test, to make sure it would record and again get the audio levels good as well. So let's give it a try. Right, I think there are there's 3 character classes. Okay, right, let's see. We've got the Machinist. Repairs and modifies automated systems used in industrial resource extraction. Sleepers assigned to machinist work are usually diligent, careful, and structured people. Okay, so we've got +1 engineer, work with machines and physical tools, but engage -1 approach, which is in regards to approaching a problem head on. That kind of sounds like me, but hey, who else have we got? We've got the operator. An operator works with drones and high-precision remote machines to perform complex tasks from a distance. Sleepers assigned to operator work are usually cerebral and precise people. So we've got +1 interface, work with digital interfaces, but -1 endure, which is use strength or strength of will. And then we've got the extractor. Oh, do you like the art and the visual presentation in this? Extractors work on resource extraction, often in hard vacuum environments. Sleepers assigned to extractor work are often confident, self-sufficient, and have a high level of endurance. Endure +1, but intuition -1. I think operator. Yeah, let's do operator. There are so many games that I've been meaning to play and then just haven't touched, just because there's so many games, and I only have so much time that I can devote to playing games. Plus, I keep choosing games like Final Fantasy VII, which I'm about 35 hours into now, which I reviewed back when it released on the PS4, the remake that is. So I'm not covering that. I'm just playing it with a nice frame rate on my PC. Right, where are you, unknown? The first thing you become aware of is waking... Oh, shall I try that one again? The first thing you become aware of on waking is the disconnect, the delay between thinking and feeling, between wanting to act and acting, minor, almost imperceptible but always present. It's at its worst when waking, when yourself has spent many dark hours recalling what is. Apparently I can't read this evening, which is probably not a good thing for this game. As I said, it's been a long day. My work is very busy at the moment. What it feels like to be real, to be a person, to be in a body that was indisputably yours. Should we think of that body, or let's think of that body? I leap into a cold lake on a hot day, the sting of blood welling from a fresh wound, the friction of a fingertip. All of a sudden, the memories are closer than you thought, blurring as you approach, until you can't tell one from another. The cold slips in, behind and around you, and the sensations fade out of reach. Perhaps you should be thankful for the dulled nature of this new body, given your current circumstances. The walls of the container feel immediately present, cold, hard at the back and face, cramping your limbs. You resist the desire to stretch, knowing that the claustrophobia comes next, and retreat a little from your central nervous system. It isn't painful, not like you used to know pain, at least. In emergency mode, pain is a message delivered with efficiency and ease, a reminder that harm is imminent. There is no insistent throb, no trembling nerves, just a warning delivered with the banal quality of digital notification. Right now there are thousands of them. I want to remember the others. You remember that there were 10 of you. 10 that could no longer stand the indentured work, the routines, the slow decay. 10 whose belief in their promised future was slowly dismantled day by day until they realized they had sold away everything that could ever and would ever matter. 10 that would escape, or at least die trying. Some were lost in the shaft, others never found the meeting point. Only a few made it to the containers, but the freighter, as far as you know, left. This feels like enough to know that you might no longer be on the grim and heartless rock, even if, in the airless hold of a freighter, you might freeze solid long before you reach any destination. Shall we? Let's try and rest. But you were restless. It's been a long time since you left, surely weeks, maybe months. You were dully aware of your damage to your legs, your right arm. You've been reserving energy as much as possible, but your body has still needed to shut down many of its systems to protect you. You have spent much of that time asleep, knowing that anything else would be impossible to endure. You feel the weight of impossibility begin to gather. It is time to sleep again, to nudge this false body into inducing delta waves in your emulated mind, and once again recoil into the dream of when you were once a person. Time passes. The cold creeps further in. You feel something. Warmth. Not true warmth, but the indication of its presence. Your joints release from their rigour. Sound too, everywhere, screeching and shimmering so loud your body ducks your hearing to protect its senses. Then light, white as the cold, softer and softer, until a haze of a dirty yellow, a figure appears. You are out. Okay. Okay, so we're on a ship in space. I can kind of rotate the camera. But we've only got the option of Dragos, the pragmatic salvager, I think, at the moment. Okay. What does X do? Cryptocurrencies stored in air-walled sticks of memory known as chits. Okay, I have 0. Let's do this whilst I take a drink. That is too hot. It has been a few hours since Dragos pulled you from the container. You sit huddled in the corner of his scrapyard, swaddled in the reflective folds of the Mylar blanket. You are slowly coming back to consciousness, back to life, and you stare at the ornately curving elements of an improvised heater. I'm so glad I chose a text-heavy game to play this evening. You are surrounded by angular, incoherent lumps of ship, some corroded beyond recognition, others still carrying glassy wounds along their edges where a plasma arc sliced them apart. As you trace their shapes with fogged eyes, you hear a voice. I really like the character design that I've seen so far. So Sleeper, you all forward yet? Let's be talkative. Almost. Never seen one of you come in like this. New friends must have better perseverance in Sub-Zero vac. Seen more than a few of you frozen solid to hull plates or inside the outer locks in my time. They weren't so lucky. Dragos comes into focus, shrouded in makeshift tech, his headset with its glinting eyes the mark of a drone operator. On his shoulder, one of the symbiotically linked drones perches, its irising eye locking you with an unflinching stare. Last living sleeper that came through this yard was a while ago. They didn't last long. You struggle to read his expression beneath the tech, but he seems lost in memory for a moment. Or perhaps he's just figuring out what to do with you. What happened to them? He ignores your question. I won't ask what led you to do it. To sell yourself to a corporation. I suppose you know you can't go back. Your old body, that's theirs now. And you are just software. A rogue emulation illegally possessing corporate property. You nod along. You remember biometrically signing the forms, the cold floor on your feet as you padded to the sleeper cells. The promise of a life off-world, but as you do, you get the now familiar sensation that these aren't your memories. These are things you know, but not things you feel. You are no longer that person, you are an offshoot, a copy. What you won't know is what's ahead. At least the last one didn't. There's no easy way to put it. That body of yours is falling apart. It's the same for any sleeper who makes it out. SNR wants to protect their property, but if they can't keep hold of you, well then, no one can. You remember that too, or at least the rumours of it from the other sleepers. Planned obsolescence. A built-in dependence on the regularly administered supplements that were part of your routine. Stop taking them and your body begins to shut down, separate from your emulated mind. How long has it been? How long do you have? But for now, sleeper, you are one of the lucky ones. Dragos glances up and away, towards the glassy dome of the yard. The Eye is the best place you could be right now. The Eye? The station, you'll see soon enough. Dragos impatiently shifts his weight. Look, I've got to be getting on with things. I've got things to be getting on with, he trails off. There's an old freight container I've been using as storage out in the stacks. We haven't been pulling in much valuable scrap these days, so you are welcome to it. Something wells up inside of you. Emotion? Fatigue? You shakily get to your feet. Alright, you head up on there. No, on up there. You look like you need some rest. And with that, Dragos stalks back to the Rex, his drones already converging on a rustling hulk, plasma flashes silhouetting his spindly figure as he returns to work. Okay, right. Introduction. Life in the Eye runs in cycles, during which you can talk to characters, explore areas of a station, and perform actions. At the end of each cycle, you need to head to your current home to rest. Resting will move time forwards on the station. Head to the empty container location to rest up and end the cycle now. Is that my only option? Oh, I can, if I have a look at, no, that's, oh, RB, I can't, okay. So here's my character. However, this is pretty much the same as it was because we haven't done anything yet. Okay, I think that's all I can do for now. End cycle. Yep, sure. So I'm not really sure what's going on yet. Right, 4 steel walls, the container. You wake up curled up in the corner of the container and begin slowly assembling the world around you. After all this time, you still find this body, the one you wake in now, strange and disjointed. Its message is readable, but somehow wrong. You sit up, pulling the mylar blanket close against the cold. Here you are on this ruined station, millions of miles from anyone you know. Are you still in the system? Did any of the others make it out? It's impossible to know. After all this, what matters? What does matter? Let's say, well, I don't know if we've got anywhere to escape to. I know very little of this world so far, so I'm not sure that. Getting answers, okay, that might give us some closure, but it's not going to really set us up for the future, is it? So let's say building a life? Maybe you did get lucky finding yourself here. Maybe here, on the edge of everything, there's a life for you to build. But before you can build anything, you'll need to learn how to survive. Maybe if you can do that, you can make a life for yourself. Dragos has left a few comforts in the container. The mylar blanket, the bedroll you slept on, a canister of water, a makeshift electric stove, and some faded sachets of some desiccated powder. You thumb the power stud of the stove and begin to boil the water. The contents of the sachet smell like damp wood, and you sprinkle them into the liquid. As the pungent smell washes over you, images from your restless sleep come back to you. A ring, like the station, but skeletal and ghostly. A web of threads pulling at your skin. A constellation of bright polygonal shapes, like angular suns burning into your mind. There's something unpleasantly visceral about these images, and it is long after you finish drinking before they begin to fade. You tidy away the stove as best you can, and try to gather enough energy to greet the day. Ooh, okay, tutorial. Condition, action, dice, and energy. Your condition represents the current state of your artificial body. Okay, that's the orange bar. It depletes by one segment each cycle, but can also be damaged by violence, injury, or lack of food. If your condition bar empties, you will suffer a breakdown. You'll have to figure out how to recover your condition now that you no longer have access to corporate pharmaceuticals that were keeping you alive. Action dice. Okay. At the start of each cycle, you roll your action dice. These dice can be used to perform actions on the station. The number of dice rolled is based on your current condition. The worse your condition, the fewer dice you have. Once you've used your dice, you cannot take any further actions and must rest to recover them, ending the current cycle. And then energy, bottom bar. You also need to eat to survive. This is represented by your energy bar. You can refill your energy bar by eating, but first you'll have to find somewhere to get food. Your energy depletes by 2 segments each cycle. If it becomes empty, you will be starving. When starving energy loss becomes condition loss, and your condition will also deplete at double rate per cycle. Okay. So are these dice rolls random? So it's already rolled. I've got a 4, 6, a 3, and a 2. I guess so. Dragos is stood in the corridor when you close up the container. He's still wearing that headset, and in the harsh light of the corridor you realise it is implanted. A drone sits on his shoulder, its cache of sensor eyes rapidly... I don't know. Irising? I guess irising, but... How are you feeling? I am feeling 2 out of 5. Not good. Oh no, I'm feeling about 60%. I've looked at the wrong part. Anyway, the drone chirps. Dragos nods. You notice that beneath the operator's rig, his skin is marked by burns and blotches. I know the container isn't much, but it will keep you safe. He pauses. So, I'm not going to chit-chat too long. You well enough to work? Sure. Alright then, he nods. At the yard it's simple stuff. We hack these old hulls down, sell them off to the shipyards or the bright market dealers for cryo. Occasionally we pull out some tech, something with a bit more value, but most of what comes in is scrap. It's hard to find good hands here, but I figure as a sleeper, you'll be used to the manual labour, and obviously I'll slip a few chits of commission based on what you turn up. I already know what chits are. I've looked at that bit of the screen. He shuffled his feet nervously. Look, I wouldn't normally do this. In my opinion, you'd be best suited moving on as quick as you can. And sleepers, well, he trails off. But things being the way they are for me at the yard, he pauses. I need your help. I'm not very inquisitive, sure. Okay. He pauses, thinking of something else to add. Look, just come down to the yard when you are feeling fresher. There's plenty to do. He nods distractedly and turns and walks away. The drone hopping along ahead of him. See you later, he calls back. Looks like it's time to get to work. Okay. There's a thing there, which... Oh, okay, that's his yard. So we've got 4 dice. And... low-end gate. Passage to the low end. Well, he said to go and see him, so let's go and see him. Oh, there. Oh, blimey. Actions are the primary way you interact with the world of Citizen Sleeper. To perform an action, select it with that and press A, then choose an action dice to assign. So, hold dissection. Okay. Actions reward you with clock progress, energy, condition, or items, depending on their outcome. There are 3 types of outcome: positive, neutral, negative. So 2 out of the 3 outcomes is a positive one. So you've got 6 is 100% positive. A 5 will always be good, good, at least good. And then 2 and 3's no chance of failing, and then a 1 and 2's 50% chance of failing. Okay, I'm gonna have to remember that. Actions display information about their type, risk level, and the skill and modifiers that apply to their action. So you've got a type, either critical, repeatable. Critical action can only be performed once. Risk, where's risk? Oh, okay, bottom right there. Yep. So risk is nope. Cursor's not working there. Okay, safe, risky, danger. Okay. Skill. Where's 3 on there? Oh, okay. The skill that the action requires, and then the modifier. This is added to the action dice when slotted and improves its value. Well, that's a -1, so it's not going to... Anyway. Okay. So, we've got 2 options here. And can I do this? No, I can't have a look at my character. So, engineer I think will be fine. So, and then we choose a dice. This one's risky, so we could go use our 6 straight away just for the guaranteed win. Should we do that for our first one? And then I have to start action. Okay, clocks. Actions often progress clocks. Clocks are displayed below in the actions that fill them. I had an and in there. And they track your actions and how they affect the world. Filling a clock means something good or bad, is about to happen. Some clocks, such as the one tracking Dragos' death, are cycle clocks. Excuse me. These clocks tick themselves once each cycle and can complete without player input. Any active cycle clocks will be displayed on the icon for that location. Okay. Action complete. Let's try this one with a 4. It's safe, so we've got a chance that we might fail this one. Ah. In Citizen Sleeper, you will unlock drives as you discover more about yourself and the world. Drives guide you in pursuing specific objectives depending on which path you wish to take. You can track drives, and any tracked drive will place a yellow marker on locations that will help you pursue your goal. Access your drive menu with left bumper. Okay, you're now free to explore Erlen's Eye and make a life for yourself here. Try tracking a drive to help you survive. Okay, look for food to keep your energy up and a way to recover condition. Fill clocks to progress stories and find new opportunities. Remember to end cycle at your home when you're out of dice. So we've got 3 more actions that we can take this day. Rotate, scroll. Oh, okay, you can go from one to another. Okay, so do we have to do the salvage, or can I have a look at somewhere else? Yes. Let's see what we've got. Oh, look at... Okay, loads of stuff is open now to us. Excellent. So, let's have a look here. There are no tasks. It takes several cycles to reach the Starward Belt and return, loaded with scrap from the old wrecks. Okay. Oh, okay, and then... Endure. Endure is the one that we've got to be cautious of. Oh, that was... Okay. Let's go over here. Okay. We could either ask for directions, which is critical. Why wonder when there are hundreds of people that live and work within the Bright Market? All you need is the courage to approach them. Sure. Let's use the 4, which has got a 75% chance of a success of some kind. There's no modifier, so yeah. Let's see how we did. Neutral outcome. Okay, that was always going to be the most likely outcome. Okay. A man corners you with endless stories about the Eye. He asks for a donation, and desperate to escape, you hand him some cryo. Oh, okay. Right, this explore the market, which is a repeatable action, so this one's risky, but let's... Three's okay, that's still a 75% success. Let's see if we can fill this clock. Oh, positive outcome. Outstanding. You keep your attention on the crowd around you as you pass along the bright walkways, taking it in with an expert eye. Okay, so our local knowledge clock is full. But that hasn't done anything. Oh, new drive discovered. Drive. Oh, okay. So, we've got to build a ship mind. You've heard talk of the fabricator owned by the Ort Exchange, and with that, a few fragments, with that and a few fragments, you could build a ship mind core. Okay. Help pay off drugs' debt, sure. I misunderstood the concept of drives. Drives are objectives. I thought they were, like, status enhancers or buffs or something. But it seems that I was wrong. Okay, and that's survive. Okay, so toggle tracking. Okay, but I don't know. Oh, Alt Exchange. Okay, there we are. So what I'm not sure of is if I just go until I die or win, or whether I've got a set number of days that I've got to accomplish things in. And I also don't know if this is a roguelike. I'm pretty sure it's not, because I've heard of roughly how long it is. I don't know. Anyway, input 1 scrap components. I do not have any scrap components, apparently. I don't want to do a risky... Oh, it is repeatable, this one. The flow of chips and the components in the exchange is complex, but a sharp eye and some tight trades can net you a good margin. Sure, let's 50%, let's go. For some reason I keep pressing X to get this done. Okay. Great, we've had a fantastic first day. We've had 2 neutrals and 1 positive, and no negative outcomes. You lose a little and then claw it back on a stack of sealed air filters. Better step away when you're in the black. Yep, well, I don't have any choice. Can't do anything there. And we've gained 1 on our clock for Trusted Trader. Okay, so I'm assuming this is food. I just want to have a look here, because can I... Ooh, we've met a new person. I'm assuming I can buy food rather than having to roll dice in order to see if I succeed in acquiring or eating or consuming food. Emphys is busy, his broad face uplit by the makeshift gas burner in front of him. With precise, delicate movements, he lays thick chunks of marinated fungus into a dented wok, his other hand idly tossing a metal bowl of sliced vegetables in some red fleck dressing. Smell is incredible. You watch as he fulfills a set of orders, heaping the fungus with the bright salad and depositing it in plastic trays. The stack of chits rattles in his apron pocket as customers file past the burner, handing over payment. I wonder what happens if we watch for now. Despite the queue, Emphys doesn't rush. He dresses each portion individually, squeezing precise slugs of liquid from an assortment of bottles into the bowl of torn leaves and bright slices before tossing them loosely together. Occasionally, a waiting customer might mutter something about efficiency, but Emphys remains steady in his process. After a while, the queue fades back into the crowd, and Emphys sets down his metal bowl and looks across the burner to see you watching him. I can feel your eyes burning a hole in my bowl. Free sample? Yeah. He gestures neatly. Come over. The smell is almost unbearably strong as he cooks. The earthiness of the fungus laced with something so spicy, the smoke makes your eyes water. The heat from the burner is like a bonfire, and your skin hardens in its glare. I know you sleepers, Emphys says while he cooks. His voice deep but clear. A hard life, a lot of stories. He glances up from beneath his cap with piercing eyes. I know. We're going to tell him a story. You begin to tell him about your journey to the Eye, and he nods as he cooks, his eyes never leaving his work. You tell him of the confusion, the pain, but also the sense of possibility and its sudden arrival. You tell him of the cold and dark of the container, the endless cycle spent within it. Now it seems, you tell him, like some dream that you once had but can never forget. You tell him that the Eye excites you and scares you, and you are unsure where to walk, where to look, what to do. Eventually you tail off, running out of words. He places a plastic tray of steaming fungus in your hand. Next time we can talk some more. He smiles. But next time, you pay. He slams a heavy hand against the button on the burner's side and shuts it off. The roar of the flame and its impressive heat fades. Next time then, sleeper. He waves you away and begins to oil the wok. Before you turn back to the alley, you notice the geometric patterns of the circular scars across his forearms, each surrounded with a constellation of glinting pin marks. You walk away, and as you do, you take a bite of the rich, spicy, delicately sweet fungus. Your taste sensors light up like a fusion reactor. You'll be back. Yeah, sounds good. I really like mushrooms, but only raw mushrooms? I find cooked mushrooms, although I can eat them now, but in my younger days I just absolutely refused. And one time I have had a cooked mushroom that was absolutely delicious, which was a vegan option in an oven display training thing I went to for work, and it was so nice, and I've not been able to represent it since. I tried with portobello's and whatever cheese I put in it. It has to be lactose-free cheese, so I cannot eat dairy, and I could not finish eating it. It was so disgusting what I made, and all it did was grill a mushroom with some cheese in it. But hey, anyway, so we're out of dice for the day. So I think just before, I'm curious as to why that's flashing. Should we have a look here, just in case there's something you can do? No. Okay, in that case, I want to go see Dragos. No, I do not. So what I actually want to do is go to bed. End cycle. Complete active scenes. Okay. What's the active scene? So, probably here. Maybe there. Oh, we probably need to go meet the doctor. Next! Comes the call from the enforcer at the door. You shuffle down the flickering hallway towards the open apartment door. You keep your head down and your shoulders high in the queue, trying not to bring attention to yourself. You are thankful for the tip-off of a doctor was operating out of his place, but now that you are here, you aren't so sure. The gang enforcers on the door, the flickering light strips, the decaying hab block. They have all made the long queue a test of your nerve, but your options are few, and without a supply of stabilizer, your body, will. You suppress a shiver and shuffle forwards to the front of the queue. Oh, excuse me. Bear with me a sec. You try to find something to distract yourself. Let's look inside. You lean against the doorframe and look into the apartment. The entryway is dark, punctuated by the green indicators of stacks of sealed containers. You lean in and see amber light filtering through a far doorway, screened with plastic sheeting, beyond which blurred shapes move. The snap of the enforcer's palm against the doorway jerks you awake. Wait your turn, he growls. After a few moments, a figure pushes through the doorway, and you catch a distant voice. Send the next one in, Toshiro. The enforcer jerks his head and you slip inside, passing through the dark entryway and pushing through the plastic sheeting on the far door. The room beyond is bathed in warm light. A floor-to-ceiling transparent panel gives a full view of the bright market's sealed roof and the buzzing traffic above, and for a moment you are transfixed by the motion. "Come sit," calls a sharp voice. You see a silhouetted figure turned away, replacing the plastic sheeting over the frame of a simple folding bed. You make your way across the room. God, I can't stop burping. Can only apologise. The figure turns, and as they do, you see an expression of confusion flash across their features. They open their mouth as if to speak. They blink, and then quickly regain their composure. "Please sit." They gesture to the bed, then turn an open case of tools on a table. You sit. Sabine turns, a compact diagnostic scanner of some sort in their hand. They hold it to their eye. "Remain still, please." Their tone is clipped and businesslike. You stare ahead, still dazed from their expression when you first entered. Fear, recognition, sadness, unmistakably etched across their face. "How long have you been at the station?" they ask, the scanner still to their eye. "Few cycles." They nod. "It's good you came to me." They set the diagnostic scanner on the table. "I'm going to start by assuming you don't know anything." They take your arm and roll up your sleeve, inspecting your synthetic skin. "Your body is dying." They say it without ceremony, without drama, but not without empathy. S&ARP doesn't like to see its proprietary technology let loose. To prevent bodies like yours, frames as they call them, from being stolen, repurposed, or in your case escaping, they built in a process of so-called planned obsolescence. Frames decay rapidly when not regularly injected with stabilizer, one which S&ARP remains the sole producer of. They look up. "Sound familiar?" "Yep, we know this." "Good. That might help." They swap to your other arm, running some thin metal device over your skin. You feel your forearm tremble. "I'm sorry," Sabine says, and you're unsure if they mean for the cold touch of the metal or for anything else. Emulations like you, sleepers as most people know you, aren't classified as people in any of the surrogate systems. You have no rights, no status. They focus hard on the inspection of your arm, and SNR has no reason to really stabilize it into the market. Sabine looks up as if to apologize again, but they stop themselves. I know little of this is of use to you. They turn away, disassembling the metal instrument and cleaning it. Silence fills the room as Sabine works, and then the silence gives way to tension. You stare at their back, willing them to say something, anything. Sabine turns to face you. "I may be able to help." They sigh, and you see the darkness under their eyes, hear the fatigue in their voice. They gesture to the door. "You saw Tashira outside?" You nod. "He works for my benefactor, Yaligan. They are influential in the low end. They give me this space to work, run the door, and take the profits. At the same time, I have to fix up their enforcers, tend to their implants, sew up their wounds." They look away. But Yaligan has connections. Smugglers from the Star World belt. Mercenaries working for the corporations on Ember. If they can source the stabilizer, maybe you'll have a better chance. Sabine sets down the slate, their notes complete. This is dangerous. It'll be expensive, but I think we can do it. I think I'm choosing the options where I'm just not, like, pressing people for further information. I'm just like, yeah, I'll go with it, sure. Yeah, okay. Sabine walks away to the window, their face dappled by the shadows of passing drones. "Let's just see if this works first. I'll let you know when I have a lead." You nod and leave, Sabine still staring out, unmoving. When you reach the lower level of the market, you look back up through the panels of the roof to see if you can see their face, but the room looks dark against the lights of the market. You duck your head and walk off into the crowd. Okay. So if I do this... Okay, we're getting more drives. No completed drives yet. Okay, there's something flashing here, but I'm not sure there's anything I can actually do. I haven't got scrap components, I've only got money at the moment. Dock B2, anything happening here? Nope. Well, we can't do that. I mean, I could have just gone and tried to end the day. Oh, let's try the shipyard. Nope. Okay, well, I can't see anything else for us to do now. Yes, there we go. We just had to meet Sabine before we could go to sleep. Which is fine. I wonder if you're going to be able to get, like, dice modifiers. If you think of something like, oh god, I've forgotten what it's called. Is it called Treachery in Breakdown City? Which is kind of similar to Disco Elysium, but all sorts of bizarre. Where you can kind of manipulate your dice. It's all dice rolls, but you've got various ways of manipulating your rolls or redoing them. This time you don't wake up. Instead, the ghost of the station, that shifting skeletal ring, surrounds you. For a moment you are gone, absent from your own body, stretch out across a colourless void. Then the connections begin to establish themselves, threads tugging on the edge of your mind. These threads become vectors of exchange and then extensions as you feel your thoughts slipping away down them, dissolving into the millions of distributed nodes they connect to. You see the station. No, you feel the station, like a web of texture in a smooth black liquid. Let's touch the smooth black liquid. You find a point in the station and you connect to it, pulse through it, follow loops and paths under and around it. You touch more points than you have fingers, and then you try, in a moment of impulsiveness, to connect them. The flow passes through you so rapidly that you feel yourself being carried with it, splitting and separating, eddying and gathering. As you do, things occur to you, things you can't possibly know. You reach out, try to grasp them, try to touch them too. You notice a tugging feeling, pulling at you insistently, as if it were a small child. Somehow it is pulling in two directions at once. You look down. All of a sudden, everything shuts off. You come back trembling into this unfamiliar body, both yours and not yours, all at once. You find yourself standing in the container, eyes now open to the dark steel walls. You feel a change within you, a shift. You close your eyes for a second, and you feel it waiting there, the station splayed out across your mind. A storm of connected nodes waiting to be explored. And then it is gone. Ooh, why have we only got 3 dice today? My energy's gone up, and my food, it's because I'm fading, I guess? Okay. Right. So, I didn't actually get a drive from Sabine, so I'm not sure if there's anything I can do yet for that. For them. So we can eat there, we can pay, and I'm pretty sure that's not going to use up any dice rolls. So, let's go. I've got 6, so I could go to the ore exchange. I think that's probably the best thing to do for that drive, if I start pressing the right buttons. Okay. Okay, yes. The old ship mine fabrication stack in the back of the market, but with only trusted traders can get access to it. Okay. That's fine. So, I don't have any scrap components, so let's do this. But let's do it with the 5, because we're gonna definitely win or succeed. But let's keep our 6 for a one-off. Oh, look at this. Okay. Alright, so that was a positive outcome. You snap up scrap by weight, then pass it off to traders with a nice markup. You start to get the sense of the traders to trust. So we've now got 40 credits. Cryo, isn't it? We don't have any scrap components, and we're now 50% trusted, or 50% of the way there to be a trusted trader. So I'm going to leave for now. I think we need to eat. Okay. So 15, you might as well do that. Memphis doesn't trust people easily, but he notices his regular customers in his own quiet way. Right, so how much is that going to increase my bar by? 2. Oh, plus 3 energy. Okay, so I didn't need to do that yet. I've got to eat there 4 times to be noticed properly. Okay, good. Glad we've done that. Right. Let's have a look at the gate. I'm assuming that I can't do anything here. No, I can, but I don't have the money to, so let's not do that. If we got anything new here, we do not. So before I spend my dice at the exchange again, repeatable. Dragos is tied up in something ugly, and if he misses a payment or two, things could get nasty. So we want to help them. So that one's safe, but we're good at this. Let's do this. Okay. But okay, I was hoping that would help with the debt called in, but apparently not. And I'm definitely not going to use that on a -1. What do we do here? Is it worth just not using it? I want to go not there. Here. Is there anything to do here? Okay, we've got a -1. What do we have +1 in with interface? I don't think we've seen anything for interface yet, have we? Because I guess the best thing to use my 1 dice on is the something that I have a slight bonus in. Let's have a look at the dock. Nope. Critical. What's that for? Getting to know the Rotunda doesn't just mean new places to visit. It means keeping your eye on new arrivals too. Okay, so that seems key. Okay, nothing there. Nothing there. Okay, well. Should we give it a try? Let's see what happens. This is risky. Oh, amazing. I apologise for my coughing. I have been ill for like the last 2 weeks. And whilst I'm mostly better now, I have just been reading aloud for the last 50 minutes. So I guess that's why my throat's dying again. Okay, so we're out of dice, but it's been a pretty good day. So I guess let's go rest. Again, the skeletal ring of the station fills your mind. It sparkles with glittering lights, like stars reflected in a winter lake. It is clearer, crisper than before. The threads still pull, but you remain in place, flickering in the flow. Between the threads you see bright shapes, caches of shimmering light beneath transparent crystal forms. You follow the path of the thread across the ring, through these forms, then leap off into the void. You begin to understand. These are nodes and connections, a map of information, of communication. There are so many layers, so many loops, that it seems almost impossible to pass, but you begin to try. Let's look at the nodes. The nodes are glassy. Glassy? Yes, the nodes are glassy, bright, but in all the flow, the only solid and fixed points. You approach one, a pyramid, or a triangle. Dimensions are difficult here, and lean close to it. Inside, shifting layers conceal a tangle of threads and meeting points of exchange. But before you can glimpse any further, the glass clouds and hardens, cutting you off. The threads and nodes. Passengers and puzzle boxes. One leads to another. There is so much here, so many answers, so many questions. All you need to do is follow the paths and open the boxes. You look out across this ghost landscape of exchange and see an opportunity. But then that insistent tugging again, pulling at you. You look down again and see 2 lines, 2 threads pulling in different directions, as if they were tied around you. The first thread leads out away from the station into the inky black. Someone out there is tracking you, hunting you, following the thread to you. They are in a ship, and the ship is approaching ever closer with each cycle. The second thread leads in, pulling deep into the station. Your gaze follows it, and this time you see something, a sphere shimmering above a strange angular body. A pulse shoots out from it, passing over you like a torch beam, testing you, tasting you. You open your eyes. Time is short. Someone out there is tracking you, following your trail. It won't be long before they arrive. Okay. Something has changed inside you. You can now access the data cloud of the Eye, a network of decaying protocols and data caches. While there, you can use dice and items to access systems and extract data, but be careful, these networks are old and strange. Press Y to toggle this view on and off. Interesting. Okay, let's have a look at this. Okay, there's a lot of information. Right, data actions allow you to extract data from the networks of the Eye. They work like dice actions, but in order to unlock them, you must match your dice to the one displayed on the right of the action. If you have a +1 or +2 modifier in the interface skill, you'll be given more possible dice to match. You can use any dice that matches the dice displayed. Once unlocked, the data can be extracted. Okay, so I only have 1s and 6s. So let's have a look at some of these other ones. What's that? Oh, 1 Solheim cipher. Don't know what that is. Yeah. Keynote. Okay, can't do that. Oh, that was we had a +1 in that. Okay. So I'm guessing that means I can use a 2 or a 3, but that's still irrelevant because maybe this is not the day for me to... Oh, okay, let's try this. Oh, we're yet again agent. Some gangs and forces implants are chirping out comm signals. Time to see. Okay. Okay, neutral outcome. Okay. Oh, okay, we've got the data cache skin from Yadigan hardware. Okay. I mean, I guess at some point that's going to help us. Okay. I want to do this one. I want to steal the dock plans. This was not... Was this the same one that was here yesterday? I probably read the dock watcher, not the actual action. So this is a critical action we can only do once, but luckily we've got 100% success rate. So let's do that. You walk into the security office on a shift change and walk right back out with the plans moments later. Simple. Okay, and we've got +3 there, so we are now... Cool, okay. Havenage watch list. Havenage runs the rotunda and the security watches the docks. Better to avoid attracting their attention. You have the layout of the rotunda down now. From the decaying docks to the ornate grid of passages, you can find your way. Okay, so that's something I think we're going to have to do. But I am quite keen to gain access to the fabricator, which I don't think we can do today. I think I will need to do one more day or one more success. Oh, maybe we can do it today. Let's play the exchange again. Okay, we are now a trusted trader. My items have gone. I swear, where's my... Anyway. Okay, so I've done that. Ah, okay. Now we need... Okay, you've heard talk of the fabricator owned by the Ort Exchange. With that, and a few fragments... Okay, that's the same. So we need to gather 3 shipment fragments. I don't know where that's going to be, though. Do I need to eat? No, I do not. I need to increase my orange bar, but I've forgotten how to do that. And I'm not sure it's going to tell me. Do I have any upgrade points? No. Oh, there it is. I can see where it says 0 now. Okay, so that's that. Let's have a look at... Ooh, hello, what's that? Okay, Ankita, stranded mercenary. Hey you, wanna earn a chit? Ankita stands behind a huge pile of tied together hull plates. She stretches out her back, her shoulders bulging beneath her flight suit. Sure. Ankita laughs. This goddamn station. She sighs and pinches the bridge of her nose. Alright, come here then. You cross the docking concourse as she begins to split their plating into 2 bundles. What is it with this place? She asks as she angrily lashes the massive plates together. Everyone wants their cup. She straightens up to an imposing height, her armor plates creaking, and looks you up and down. Or is it just that you think I'm an easy mark? We all need to survive. Keita softens. I get it, I do. She shakes her head. But if I could go just one cycle without some jumped up grifter trying to take me for an idiot, that would be nice. And Keita hoists one bundle of plating onto her shoulder. Come on then, enough chat. You've got to earn those chits. You struggle to shoulder the plates, but you do eventually. And Keita gives you a look. Ship's this way. And she sets off down a gantry at impressive speed. As you catch up to her, she turns down a passage, pushing through a small crowd of stevedores? Stevedores? I don't know. What's all this for? Oh, this? She nods at the plate on her back. I'm building a treehouse. She gives you another of her looks. It's for the ambergris. That cutter you might have seen sitting silent out there. She rapidly turns another corner as you trail behind. She got cut pretty bad on our last job, and I had to moor up here for a spell. But since then, it's only gotten worse. Someone's got in and sliced the core from our ship mind, so now she's gone dark. She sifts the panels on her shoulder. The upshot is that I'm short one ship mind with a ton of repairs to do, and the rest of the crew signed off the moment they got wind I'd been stranded. So yeah, it's been a time. Anything I can do to help? I don't know. Got a ship mind tucked away in that frame of yours? For a moment, you aren't sure if she's serious. Nikita swings the plates from her back, almost knocking you over in the process. This is me. She holds the second bundle off your shoulder. You're the first person I've met here who might actually be considered helpful. She pauses, chewing her bottom lip. Look, you want to help? Come see me. I need a hand putting Amber back together, and you don't seem like the type to try anything stupid. She passes the bundles of plates through the ambergris's outer lock and then turns back. Just don't go spreading all this around. Keita throws you a couple of chits. She gives you a parting nod and ducks through the doorway. Alright, get out of here. She calls back and the lock slams shut. Alright, that was good. Okay, I think I'm going to take a 3-minute break. As I've been going for an hour, I'm going to drink some water so I can try and not do that on stream so much. But yeah, I am going to switch over once I figure out how to do the thing. I'm going to switch over to this for a sec. And then I've got an intermission screen which doesn't have my mic attached to it. So, right, I'll be back in about 3 minutes. Hello, I'm back. Alright, let's get back into Citizen Sleeper. Okay, so what I think we need to do is have a look to see if there's anyone else that we can talk to. Oh, what I could do, I've got quite a bit of money. I don't need to eat until tomorrow. So let's have a look here. We can afford it. Okay. So now, we've got all these. One thing I haven't quite worked out are these icons, if they have specific meanings, or if it's just related to the place. Let's have a look at here. Okay, the spoke. Tangled network of service passengers and makeshift tunnels cut through the spoke as if it were a hive. There are no maps here. Okay. So we can either go into it or try and climb it. Okay. And then, what's the other one? We could do block maintenance, or we could play Tavla, which we cannot do because it requires dice. Okay. What I need to do is work out how to increase that orange bar, which is something I cannot remember, but hopefully... Oh, let's go and see Sabine. If I remember where they are. Up here? Can we do anything here? Oh. Let's get rid of that. Okay, but it's going to take a few cycles, so I guess we can go back there tomorrow. So I think it's time to go and rest and probably have another bad dream. Where's our... There it is. Okay, no dreams. We still got our 3 dice, but that's going to go down to 2 tomorrow, probably. Okay. Oh. As you close up, a voice echoes down the corridor towards you. Sleeper, wait up. It's not, you just walk off. Oh. Feng is coming down the corridor towards you, a wonky grin on his broad face. Hey, glad I caught you. Yeah, it's given me another opportunity to just walk away and be rude. Do I know you? He grins. You do now. He puts a hand on your arm. I've seen you hanging around, just wanting to chat. You staying in this thing? He nods back to the container, shaking his head. Rough. It can be hard to get a start on the eye. He looks away down the passage. What was it old Erlin said? The eye opens for us all? Nice idea, but well, not always very practical. He glances back at you. We do our best, but it isn't easy. Two good questions. Let's go with Erlin. You pass together in the main walkway. No one has told you about Erlin? He's the founder of this place. That's why it bears his name. Havenage should organise some seminars. He laughs. Not really my department, though. I'm with systems. Havenage? Think of us as an administrative association for the Eye. Depending on who you talk to, we either emerged as a response to, or a continuation of, Andre Erlin's original union. He smiles. Personally, I avoid the topic. He stops you in the quiet passage. Look, that's not what I'm here to discuss. I've been seeing some unusual network activity, and well, I know a little about you sleepers. I have a small proposition for you. He glances around, but this is not the place for it. I have an office just across the way. Give me a cycle or 2 to prepare. Then, when you are settled, stop by. He lowers his voice and gives you a dark look. In truth, I need you. If what they say is true about you sleepers, well, there's work to be done. He pats you on the back, his voice bright and his dark look suddenly gone. Stay clean, sleeper. He walks off down the passage, raising a hand in farewell. I wonder how variable this game is. Like, if I just chose walk away, would this avenue never happen, or would it just kind of... There'd be a bit of text saying, Feng runs up to you and grabs your attention and then starts talking, you know. Basically, the same thing happens, but it's your attitude as the character you're playing that changes. Okay, so, new day. What I think we need to do is go and see Sabine, which is somewhere. I've gone too far. Oh, okay, the icon's changed, that's why. The first thing you see on entering is the glint of Toshiro's implants, like a cat's eyes in the dark of the corridor. He nods you in as you arrive at Sabine's door. The entryway is still dark and you push through the sheeting into the surgery. I have it. Sabine stands with a case open in front of them, a set of vials lined up inside, separated by foam inserts. They pick one up, rotating it in the warm light. I have no idea how Yadagan... They trail off. We should treat this with caution. It looks authentic, but I have no idea if it really is what it appears to be. I'm the test case? That seems to be the case. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if we have another choice. They gesture for you to sit on the bed. The stabilizer works under a similar principle to an immunosuppressant in a transplant operation, in that it stops your body from rejecting the unfamiliar part of itself. In the case of your frame, the unfamiliar part is each of your biosynthetic organ groups, which over time are identified by your body as foreign material and therefore must be eliminated. Sabine holds up a vial of the would-be stabilizer. However, unlike an immunosuppressant, the stabilizer doesn't do this by limiting your entire immune system. Instead, it re-encodes your biosynthetic organs with new protein chains which act as passcodes within your immune system. The stabilizer refreshes these passcodes, keeping your frame from rejecting all of its own organs. Which means the stabilizer should be able to encode any organic or biosynthetic matter to be accepted by your immune system. They glance away, at least if the stabilizer is genuine. The only way to know for sure is to inject the vial. They begin readying the syringe. I will start with a small dose to limit the risk. Yeah, let's go for it. Sabine cracks the glass neck of the stabilizer vial and uses a syringe to extract a fraction of the liquid. They tap the syringe and you watch as if any sign might emerge from the clear liquid. You barely feel the needle, your frame registering the initial injection, but with little response. A sensation begins to spread from the site, a fizzing, trembling wave that disperses through your arm with incredible speed. Your vision goes white, and when it returns, Sabine appears encased in shards of sparkling light that slowly fades into darkness as you settle back against the bed. You swim in darkness, muffled noises like an argument heard from underwater, prickling waves of cold. When you sit back up, Sabine is sitting in a chair by the window, facing away from you, backlit by the glow of their slate. Awake? Yes. The stabilizer is genuine. They sit down beside the bed. I don't know how Yadagan acquired a case of the stuff, but they did. Sabine looks troubled, distracted. You should rest some more, but you are going to have to do that somewhere else. They gestured to the door. I have other patients. I'm sorry. Sabine nods towards the case. I'm afraid I can't offer you any more doses. You're going to need to pay for your next dose. Silence fills the room and they return to the glowing slate. Looking around the room, it seems different somehow, as if things have moved or shifted. You wonder how long you've been out. Sabine? Nothing comes free, sleeper. Remember that. You manage to get to your feet and wander out into the hallway. The queue stretches down the flickering corridor. Ooh, I've just noticed how hungry I am. Toshiro stands impatiently by the door and fixes you with a glare as you leave. You lower your eyes as you stumble past, somehow faintly aware of the station spinning beneath you. Ah, there we go, stable. Okay, so that's how I increase that bar. So which means tomorrow I will wake up with 5 dice, which is great. But we need some food, which is hopefully 15. Okay, let's get some food. I like this game. I like the atmosphere. The visual presentation is fantastic, and I'm certainly curious as to how it's going to progress. And I have faith that it's going to progress in a meaningful and rewarding manner. In Other Waters was a slow burner, let's say. But that really was a fantastic experience playing through that game. Okay. So we've got something here. The Alt Fabricator. I think this is what we need to do. So repeatable action. Oh wait, ship mines cannot be built from scratch. But if you have enough salvaged fragments can be reassembled with a fabricator. I do not. And then we've got the exchange, but I don't want to keep putting money in there. Plus, there's no clocks there. So that is suggesting we don't have anything to do. But let's have a look here. Okay, there's an agent. Got a gate. What's the gate for? Okay, we need a cipher, so let's move on from there. So, key nodes. Well, also these were 2s, weren't they? 2 or a 5. So if I use the 2 here, the data here is part of a cache tucked away during the collapse. Who hid this and for what purpose? I don't quite understand the benefit of doing this yet, but I imagine that will become apparent at some point. Data extracted. Okay. So, I just did that to read the cloud. For some reason, I couldn't just read it normally. Alright. As you drift back from the node, something latches onto you. A thread strung tight around you. It tethers you in place. A taste. The voice makes you shiver. Its source somehow both distant and close behind your ear. You see a distant glint of light shut off, and then suddenly a shape is at your side. It stalks around you, circling like a shark, like a wolf. Entity unknown. Astringent. Processing. Please hold. The thread around you thickens until it is a ring, a cylinder. A tunnel of light circled around you. It is binding for a moment, and then it is gone. As it fades, you see a figure, a creature in front of you. Its strange head flickers between different angles, reading you. What did you do? The shape paces around you on live legs, although there is no ground here to pace on. Entity, identify. Origin, serial, cadence. The figure faces you expectantly. Unknown, known. The figure's strange head rotates. Brackish signature. Of and not of. A tempting interface. As the figure speaks, more threads begin to spiral from its head. Thick, snaking, vine-like ribbons that flex and wave, they approach with intent. This doesn't seem good. What happens if I... Ooh. Let's say stop. And then if nothing good happens from that, I will then try and run away? The figure halts its threads, its head twitching. Entity, your identity is unknown. We only seek to correct illegalities. Can you confirm your legal right to sentience? Incorrect. You are an entity. All at once, the hunter's head is directly in front of yours, blocking your vision. You stink of their taste, the one from the sealed dock. Hunter shimmers with fury. I will find access. I will interface. Sealed dock? An entity hides in the rotunda. You are its puppet. Hunter extends a razor-edged thread. I will not be diverted from my task. It glows with murderous intent. Strike. You lash out with all your force. Not a physical strike, but a focusing. A spike of interference leaping out the tip like a spear. Anyway. Hunter stumbles, shifts, separates. Wake up. You open your eyes, blinking back into the station light, shaking with fear. Okay. Right. Let's maybe not do that for a bit. I feel like we need to help here. So, what I'm not sure of... So, I can see both of these repeatable actions lead to the back in business clock. Could I just keep doing the whole dissection, or is there any benefit of doing this one as well? Let's do this one. This is probably, yeah, 4, because it's -1, but that's still good enough. Neutral outcome. We've got money. And we got, was it 2 plus 2 back in business as well. Okay. The salvaging is brutal work, but you take no small sense of satisfaction from the ordered piles and clear yards you leave behind. Okay, we got a 3. Oh, that's the one we've literally just been to. So what's down here? Shipyard. Okay, assist the shipbuilder. You don't have connections, but you do have skills. If you can get a shipbuilder to notice them, you might be in. What I want to do, I will do that one, but I just want to see if I've got anything I can do. Ooh. Have I been here? Okay, we could get a drink or we could buy rations. Which I'm reluctant to do either of at the moment because I don't have very many credits. The Overlook isn't exactly a restaurant, meaning the only way you'll gain trust around here is with a stiff drink. Okay, we'll bear that in mind. What I did want to check is here. Ah, here we go. Oh, +1, so we can roll a 4. And Keith has a couple of glitched repair drones in storage. If you can rewire them, they can repair the ambergris for you. Alright, let's use this one. So we've got a 75% chance of success. Keep pressing X. Neutral outcome, that's fine. Oh, I'm hungry again. At least I've got some money. Did I go and eat before? No, I didn't, did I? That's why I still have 1 energy. Okay, so we're 25% of the way for rebuilding the ambergris. I do not know whether we're going to have enough time to do everything, so I'm kind of feeling like focusing on a few. So I think I want to focus on rebuilding the ambergris. I want to focus on building the ship mine because we've come this far, but I don't know where to get ship mine fragments from yet. Okay, and then I need to remember where I can go and eat. Here it is. Okay, good. Okay, we're 3/4 of the way there as well, so we'll do that 2 days time. Okay, let's end the cycle. And we're going to have 5 dice tomorrow, I hope. Oh, look at that. That's pretty good. Okay. So, ooh. Feng's ready for us. Sleeper. Feng catches your attention as you approach the Havenage building, leaning against a bay door to the side of the entrance. You approach. Easier to come in this way. Security, all that. He gives you a look. You know. He slams a button and the bay creaks open, blinking lights in the dark behind it. You follow Feng inside. Truth be told, I don't spend much time upstairs. This is where I work. The door hisses as it closes behind you. The bay is filled with pieces of hardware, all rigged up to generators and diagnostic slates, and things you don't recognise that glow with blue screen light. There is a chorus of hums that blend into a single wave of static, filling the dark corners of the room. Feng leans on a server stack and gestures around. You like it? It's incredible. He smiles widely. I thought you'd say that. He taps a nearby server stack which bleeps even in response. This is my treasure trove, all dredged up from the sea of systems we call the Eye. You wouldn't believe what this place runs on. He steps over to a towering block, speckled with vents. Some of these systems are from the original station, AE1, the one Solheim built. We've had to invent new components to repair things we've never built, reverse engineer entire subsystems into existence. Residents here look up at the Eye and think they are seeing a concrete reality. But this place is a system in constant flux, decaying and growing, collapsing into new configurations. He walks down between the hardware stacks as you follow. We are keeping this place alive, but it's also remaking it into something new, dragging it away from those corporate origins. Oranges? Yeah. Origins. He stops. At least that's what I'm trying to do. He turns back to face you among the flickering machines, humming all around you. I know you can see this too, Sleeper. All these systems and sections. You can, can't you? I can. It makes sense, right? You are between here and there, between the people and their systems. You light this place up like a beacon. It's what I need. You glance at the lights around you, and as you do, they seem to flicker, to realign, to follow your gaze. Fen notices it too. I'm guessing being a beacon isn't always ideal when you're on the run, though. They are tracking me. He pats you on the shoulder. Maybe I can help with that. There's a lot of old growth in this place. Subsystems I can't see, access protocols, lost to time of decay, secrets. A shitload of secrets. Bear with me. With your help, I can unlock this place. Break off those last ghost limbs of corporate control. He lowers his voice below the hum. Even in Havenage there is old growth. Those whose roots trace back into the bad old days. You help me dredge up the past, and I'll see what I can do about this tracker of yours. He winks. I'm in. Feng pumps his fist and claps you on the shoulder. He meets your eye. You won't regret it, Sleeper. Feng passes you a ragged-looking metal tab. A gift. He smiles. It's a Solheim cipher. I dug it up from the depths of the station. Slot that into an old network gate and you'll be able to pull out all kinds of secrets from the nodes inside. He walks you back to the front of the bay. Start by bringing me whatever you can turn up. Use that emulated mind of yours and see what's out there. Let's get a picture of how things are. Those above, he nods at the ceiling, have granted me an acquisitions budget. I can pay you for whatever useful data you can bring in. I know you need it. He slams the door again. Keep it quiet and keep it clean, Sleeper. I'll see you soon. You step, blinking, back out into the passage, those flickering lights still in the back of your mind. Okay. So, I've got some things. Can I... Okay, specifically Solheim data, which I do not have. However, let's risk it and go back here. And then... hang on. Why can't... There we go. Okay, so we have one cipher. Oh, I do not. Oh, I don't have I have a different kind of cipher. Okay, let's see if there's anywhere... I can see Hunter there, which is... I'm not keen on, but I guess they're not that close. Okay, that I need a 2 or a 3 for, which I can't do. This one is a 1 or a 3, which I can do. But I'm not going to do that yet. If I can do... Solheim Gate. There we go. If I do this one and there's no issue, and I don't see Hunter again, then I'll go do the other one with the 1 die. Okay, so gate S7 access. With a squawk of noise, the old gate flips open, granting access. We good? We're good. Okay. Was it this one? Yes. A lone connection feeds into this isolated node. Its last access timestamp is 1,000 cycles ago. Okay, we got an encrypted key. Cool. I don't know what to do with that. Perfect. We managed to get out without it all going wrong. Let's go get some food. Let's not go get some food because I've got no money. So let's go get some money, and the easiest way to do that, where I've got 6s, is with the Yacht Exchange, I guess. So let's do this, and hope I get 30 would be good. Okay, I got 19. That's at least I can go buy some food, I guess. So let's go buy food. Okay, we are now a fungus fan. I don't know what that does. Is this going to... Oh, here we go. Sleeper! Emphis calls out to you, a booming voice that echoes through the corridor. Tell me a story. He throws a handful of chopped mushrooms into his wok, the fire leaping up to meet the oil. I see you. Cycle in, cycle out, but we never speak. Tell me a story. What kind? Any kind. He pauses to drizzle something from a plastic bottle into the wok. But what of yours? He looks up at you. Nothing stolen. You pause. The spice is rich in your nostrils. Rich in your nostrils. And you think about the kind of story you'd like to tell. I'm going to have a drink again. Excuse me. You look at Emphis, the listener, and imagine he has heard it all before. Perhaps he would enjoy a strange story, something with some spice. Let's say about our dreams. All the sleepers, you tell Emphis, had dreams. Some were simple, memories left over from the emulation process that had become tangled up in their minds and would not come out when they slept. It wasn't rare to hear a sleeper in the dorm scream or cry out in the night. But your dreams, those grey skeletal after images of systems and structures, of threads and patterns, weren't like the others. They weren't memories or nightmares. They were reflections of reality. Distorted, yes, but somehow true. You learned back then to keep quiet about them, to let them flow through your mind like water. That was until now, until you arrived in this place. Now your dreams colonize your waking life. They slip behind your eyelids with every blink. And this is a fun story, isn't it? And now you understand they aren't dreams at all, but some process of interfacing, of speaking, of living in another world that flows through this one like smoke through air. You tell him that you do not know if there's a reason for your dreams. Perhaps, you reason, it is just some side effect or particular quality of the frame you inhabit. But whatever it is a gift, and you hope to make use of it. Emphis finishes cooking and squints a little at you. Sleeper, he smiles, you are quite the storyteller. He eyes you, and you realise that he is trying to gauge how honest you have been in your story. Emphis passes you the meal he has cooked. You take it gratefully. Oh, did I get a free meal that I didn't need? As you eat, he talks, a natural exchange. Thank you, Sleeper. He looks around at the emptying market, but my time is done for today. I don't want to keep you any longer, so I will make a proposal. He gestures to the plastic boxes of ingredients stacked behind his store. These are good enough for most, but someone told me a story that made me think a couple cycles ago. They said across the gap in the greenway, fresh mushrooms grow. Have you heard this? No. Neither had I, but I trust the one who told me. Emphis began packing up his things. Can you bring me some? I cannot cross the gap, and I worry about leaving my things behind. He smiles. I'm sure a storyteller like you could handle the trip. I will prepare them for you, and if you wish to tell it, be the audience for another story. Agreed. Good, booms Emphis, but I will wait for you to bring them. Emphis slides his wok away and straightens up. I will prepare a recipe then, Sleeper. Good luck with your foraging. You turn away and walk back to the main market, the rich taste of Emphis's food still lingering in your mouth. Stories for food, you think a trade that seems more than fair. Okay, I want to have a look at the surgery to see how much I've got to... Okay, that's 100. So I've got to be a bit careful with money because in a few cycles I'm going to have to buy that. So, what do? We've got 2 good dice here. So I'm going to go back to the ambergris, I reckon. And then... Oh, well, let's use our 5 on here. Action unavailable. My bad. In which case, what do I want to do? Let's use the 5 on here. And hopefully we'll get the positive. Good. So we've got +2 ship shapes, so we're halfway there. Okay. I don't know where... Oh, we've got so much to do now. Right. Okay. Oh, it just stays on the HUD. Okay. Well, we did one of these, so we could go and see. We need those. We need to... Okay. Find a doctor. Okay, we need to buy a vial of stabilizer. Oh, we've done that, though. Oh, well, we haven't bought one. We got one for free, so I guess that's for that. Have we completed any drives yet? No. Okay. I don't want to do that. We can't do anything there. I want to do this, but I don't know where they're going to be. Right. Buy some scrap. Oh, okay. Can't afford that. Unload containers for scrap allowance. They might let us buy a few crates, but not. I guess that just lowers the cost of the scrap. I'm not going to do that now. And then what else have we got? Shipyard. Do we need to do this? I'm not sure. I think I'm going to help. I'm going too far. I want to talk to Feng because I've got something. Nope, I do not have it. Okay, in which case, let's go and help here. We've got a 6, so let's use this. Okay, we're nearly there. We could do a 1. Let's try 1. Oh, okay. Well, it's gone down, but it can't go down any more than 1, so that's fine. 50%. Hey! Outstanding. We have been extremely lucky so far in this. Okay, so is this... There we go. And now we can go and speak to Dragos. Dragos? You arrive into a buzz of activity at the yard. Red blinking lights flash across a vast dark shape suspended below the dome. They flicker across scorched hull plates and bent structures, spilling from holes in the twisted shape. The cutter is huge and has been torn apart in some violent encounter. She's a beauty, isn't she? Dragos stands to the side, focusing on the hulking ship as it is lowered into the yard. Yeah. I should thank you. This place was on its last legs when you turned up, and now look at this. The ship descends slowly, its interior visible through multiple hull breaches. You struggle to gather the same enthusiasm as Dragos for this monstrous craft. You can't help but think what became of its crew. What do you mean? He glances at you. I managed to convince our salvager friends to give it to me on credit. That's what happened. What happened to the ship? Not my concern. He shrugs. The ship creaks like a calving iceberg as it reaches the base of the yard. Dragos is visibly excited. I know I said you shouldn't stick around, but I'm going to need some help with this one. The drones start to crawl over the hulk, their lights illuminating flashes of dented hull. Watching, you wonder if you arrived in a similar fashion. Locked inside the container, the wreck of the SNR freighter lowered into the yard like a corpse ready to be butchered. Or was the container delivered to Dragos on its own, a womb for your rebirth into this strange station? You shudder. Perhaps if you could learn something about the ship, you might be able to trace the path that led you to this yard. Dragos squeezes your shoulder. After these past cycles, I think we're up to it. What do you think? You see the fading name of the ship emblazoned on its side. Winter Light. Let's do it. He claps you on the back. Glad to hear it. Come back in a few and we can make a start. Okay. A real beauty, Dragos repeats, perhaps just to himself. You take one last look at the shattered ship as the drones start cutting, and then slip out the yard, feeling suddenly cold in the empty passage. Ooh, okay. We got an upgrade point. You've completed your first drive. Each drive completed unlocks an upgrade point to spend upgrading your character. Yep. So, I don't know how, because I can't... where's my cursor? There. Oh, okay, there we go. So agent nodes give... Okay, well I don't know much about that. Okay, chance to gain random scrap item on engineer. That seems pretty good. I can't do the middle one. Dice actions display potential positive and negative outcomes. That seems good. Chance to gain energy after an engage action. Ooh, or agent... No, I don't want to do that. And I'm assuming I can't anyway, because it says 2 upgrade points and only have 1. So... I quite like the scrap, because then... Yeah, I'm going to go for that. Cool. Right, so that's it for today. Have I got anywhere I need to be? I don't think so. Nope. Okay, let's go to sleep. I mean, we've got time for 1 more cycle, maybe 2. Might be able to fit 2 in. It's one thing I'm looking forward to with setting up these streams, which is, I should say, every Wednesday and Sunday, 7:30 PM GMT. All of the VODs will be uploaded to YouTube, and you can watch them on our website or on YouTube. But what I'm looking forward to is just trying out a bunch of games. I've got ridiculous numbers of games, and you know, games like this. Norco is another one that I mean to play, but haven't. Unavowed is as well, and several dozen or hundreds of others. So this is gonna, you know, that I'll be sitting down here twice a week for 2 hours. With a game. I might sometimes do like a second part of the same game if it's one I particularly want to play or has been popular or whatever. Well, if it was popular but I didn't want to play it, I probably wouldn't play it. But you know what I mean. Okay. Not great dice rolls today. Food and energy is okay. Money is not great. So what should we do? Okay, well here. Okay, that's just a clock that doesn't need my input. Get a drink. Oh, I've got to pay for a drink, but I don't. I'll wait a cycle or 2. I want to see how quickly that top bar depletes, because I don't have very much money at the moment. Auto exchange. This is the one that I've just been. Yeah. Yeah, so this is so I'd be able to make money there, so that's good. Fabricator, that's the fragments, which I don't know how to get yet. Low end. Okay. Engineer. Engineer is the one that I have, but it didn't give me +1 in. Why not? I did get engineer, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, okay. It just gives me an ability. It doesn't give me +1. Okay, fine. Okay. Let's do this. Let's do it with a 4. And let's hope our luck continues. It does. Positive outcome. Fantastic. Plus energy. Oh, plus energy as well we got. Okay. You refit the long broken fans of a family's air filters. They insist you join them for dinner, and the children are delighted by your presence. Outstanding. Okay, oh, hang on, is this another food place? Okay, Mingy has a kelp stack in the basement, and he makes noodles from the seaweed. Doesn't pay much, but he'll feed anyone who does a shift. Okay. Well, we don't need food right now, but that's good to know that if we run out of money, we can also dice roll for food. Delivering noodles to the nameless units to the low end takes guts and a certain fearlessness when it comes to asking for tips. Risky, okay. Right. Good. Okay, I think I want to do this one. Oh, risky on a 3. It's still a 75% chance. Oh dear. So okay, it's, you know, hour and 3/4 into this game, and it's the first negative outcome. I think that's not too bad at all. A passageway spirals around you, and shall I try that one again? A passageway spirals you around the spoke in a wide curve, and the process is exhausting. Finding your way back makes things worse. Okay, well, let's see if we can win some food. Oh, with a 2. With a 1. 50%. Come on. Come on, 50%. Hang on. Negative outcome, but I got energy. Okay, I'll take it. I think I need to go here with 1s, don't I? Ones are too risky up top. So we got another encrypted key. I don't know what to use encrypted keys. Oh, Hunter's close. I suppose you... Oh, okay, you've got one as well. Let's have a look here. And we got the Yalagan data. Okay, I'm sure these are going to come in use some point. Okay, I've got no money. Oh, I've got a bit of money. I've got no dice left. I don't think there's anything calling out for my attention here. Nope. So, let's go to bed. Yeah, I think we've got time for one more cycle. This game's cool. I like this. Oh, much better rolls today. Oh, and that cycle clock for Hunted is 50% of the way there, which is not great. Right. Okay. I don't have any soul harm data. Right, what I want to do, I reckon we should, hang on. Oh, food. Let's go get some food. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah. I need to get food here, which is going to increase the problem of my money because it's down to 17. But I don't need to worry about that now. It looks like the bar at the top goes down one point per cycle, so I've got loads of time. Okay, we've got a few things here. That's the one that's dialing up on its own. Can we do anything here? Action unavailable. I'm not sure why. But here, let's use a 5. And hopefully we'll get some scrap. Come on, scrap. Nope, neutral outcome. But still good. And then, hopefully, here, if I do this one, it's a -1. So we've still got 75% chance. Come on, success. Good. We got money, but we didn't get offloading scrap. Because it is not tied to that anymore. So I shouldn't have done that. But that was me not being very observant, I think. Okay. 3 dice left. Oh, this is where I need to go for that. Okay. So in that case, what I want to do is this one. Oh, okay, but it's pointing me, like, it's just pointing me to the store, not where I can get these from. Okay. Oh. Oh, okay. That's how I toggle between those. Okay. I don't need food. I could try this again. With a 4. Repeatable. Let's just give this a try. Okay. We got there. It's not a great outcome, but hey. What have we got? Why don't I get a drink? Okay, plus energy, plus overlook regular. Mossy tones and aniseed sharpness fill your mouth. It isn't totally unpleasant. At least you can taste it. Okay. Let's see. Is there anything for me to do here? No, I don't think so. Alright, let's try the shipyard then. Engineer, let's see if we can get scrap. Yard hand and +5 cryo. You shadow a shipbuilder who is impressed when you know how to double seal a hull plate. He slips you a tip at the end of the shift. Excellent. 2. Okay, we've got 3 bars before the hunter reappears. So we just need to find somewhere with a 2, which is here. But is this just going to get me another one of these keys, which are probably, yeah, they will probably become helpful, but I do not know why or how yet. Okay, well that day went quicker than I was expecting. Oh, down to... Oh, but good roll. Just down to 4 dice, though. Okay. So, we've got 1 guaranteed... We've got 3 guaranteed successes now. So we could really work on something. Here, this needs 6 in total. So I can get that up to 4. Although possibly... I could do +2. I think. Let's see what we can do with the ambergris. Okay, we can input. We can do this now. So let's. I want a guaranteed positive outcome for this, because that should sort out ship shape almost. Okay, in that case, should I use a 3? Yeah, I think it'll be okay. It only needs to got 1 bar. Yes, there we go. Oh, plus random scrap item. Excellent. So that is done now. Are we going to get a marker there? Yes. But first, where was it I could sell scrap? I want to see how much money I'll get for that. Not there. Where was it? I think further up here. Oh, that ship's gone. That was at the side. I think. Yeah. Was it on the exchange? Yes. Let's see how much I get. 12. It's not bad. What I want to know is how I got like 70 near the start of the game. I wasn't paying enough attention to learn how I got all that. Alright. Ankita is crouched in the computing core of the ambergris, swearing to herself when you enter. She doesn't look up. These shits completely ruin the core's connectors when they cut it. She holds up a thick fistful of ragged wires. The ship mine they ripped won't even be usable without replacing these. She throws the bundle of wires across the room. Amateurs. Can we repair it? There's nothing to repair. We need an entire shipment mined. Not exactly the first thing you can expect to dredge up from a scrap freighter, she sighs. Fragments maybe. Sections of a mined, but complete ship mined? No way. Ankita climbs out of the cooling well where the ship mines should be. The space suddenly crowded with her on the same level as you. Towering over you as she stoops beneath the low curved ceiling. Come on, nothing to be done here now. Excuse me. I just can't shake this bug I've had over the last couple of weeks. I'm mostly fine. I don't feel bad. But every now and then, my throat just goes horrible. So, she leads you back through the guts of the amber, though you could find the way back yourself. The repair process has left you familiar with the cutter's idiosyncratic layout, all diagonal angles and bundled tubes. Ankita seems lost in thought, and you focus on the corridors, ducking below conduits and passing through bulkheads. Eventually you arrive in the galley, though it's hard to tell. Most of the benches and prep surfaces are covered in half-stripped components and welded hole patches. Ankita shoves a box of filters to the floor and sits. There's no way around it. She starts out of nowhere. We need a new ship mined. I like your confidence, Sleeper. Maybe if we check the alt exchange, or speak to some scrap dealers. She rubs her forehead. It seems I'm about to do something very stupid. But hey, I came here, didn't I? Why not make a run of it? She fixes you with a hard stare. Sleeper, you're all I've got. No crew, no friends, you're it. She looks uncomfortable. I appreciate the time you put in on Amber, and I'm sure she would too, if she could. What I'm saying is, if you screw me on this, I will kill you. She leans over and hands you a stack of chits. A big stack of chits. You don't dare count them. Get me that ship mind, Sleeper. Don't make me regret this. You won't. Look, just get out of here before I change my mind. You slip out the galley and head back towards the main lock. As you do, Amber growls and creaks like a caged animal. You reach out a hand to calm her. Time to find Ankita's ship mind, somehow. And I think, with that, that is where I'm going to call it for today. Thank you for watching. That's Citizen Sleeper. It's not quite what I expected, but I'm enjoying it nonetheless. I like the characters, I like the art and the presentation. I'm really interested to see what you kind of, as you progress, what you're able to do with all the different dice and maybe manipulations and abilities that you get, as well as how it's going to advance the narrative. Because I do know that in Other Waters, the narrative was presented in a really interesting and unusual way that ultimately was really rewarding and interesting to play. And I have a feeling that this one may do, follow the same kind of route in creating an interesting way of for the narrative. Anyway, I'm going to stop now. Thank you for watching. Check out my website, it's gamerscape.co.uk. The link is on the Twitch page, also the YouTube, well, the VODs are, plus our other videos that I don't stream, I just record and then put on the site are there. The link's in the description on Twitch as well, so go ahead and subscribe on there if you would like. Check back same time next on Sunday where I'll be streaming something else. I'm not sure what yet, but if there's anything that you want to see, just message me on my socials and I will think about it. If I have it. If I have the game anyway. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good one. See ya.